Welcome in, Miss Terry. Or Mr. I shouldn't assume. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in. We're just getting started. You haven't missed anything. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing? Mike. How's your hump day? Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing, man? Is everyone enjoying hump day? Wednesday going well? Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. The list is open. We're doing 12-12 for reads today because that's what they want. Welcome in, welcome in. I don't know how. Turn down. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing? We're going to see if we can get a couple more people in here and then we'll throw a collective. How's it going? Is everyone having fun yet? Good Wednesday? Bad Wednesday? What's going on? Everybody's so quiet today. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're doing reads today. We're doing 12-12. We have Cash App and we have Venmo. That's how you get on the list. Just make sure you come back and you let us know how you donated, because I don't want to miss anybody. I don't want to miss anybody. Welcome in, welcome in. If you guys have collective questions, and collective questions are questions where it doesn't require me to feel into your individual energy, you can put them in the comment section and we'll just answer them as we go, or as I see fit, or as my team wants to, or we'll answer them if I can. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing? Welcome in, welcome in. We're just getting started. You haven't missed anything. We're still kind of seeing if we can fight the talk void. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing, man? How's the weather where you guys are at? Are you guys surviving? Are you thriving? It's a little chilly over here. I think it said it was 3 degrees and real feel was like -15. So if that just puts it into perspective. Denise, it's cold? Yeah. It's a tit nipply where we're at too, dude. 1000%. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Slippers, Seattle, Washington. Well, welcome from Seattle. Welcome in, welcome in. The list is open today, guys. We have Cash App, we have Venmo. We're doing 12-12 for reads. We're going to see if we can get a couple more people in here, and then we'll throw collective, and then we'll kind of go on from there. So the list is open. If you want to get on the list, that's how you do it. Just make sure you come back in, let us know how you donated. If you have collective questions or conversation topics that you want to kick off, feel free to pop them in the comment section, and we'll just roll with it. No worries today. The only thing I will not do is I will not feel into somebody else's energy. So will Tommy do this? Does Bethany think this or feel this? Can't do it. My team won't allow me to. Welcome in, welcome in. So we just don't play those games, you know? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for tapping the screen. Thank you for sharing the live. We'll see if we can get a few more people in here. We'll see what we can get going. Thank you so much for the share. We'll see what we can have happen. What we can have happen. It has been crazy. I don't know about you guys, but has anybody else noticed, like, the chaos of other people's lives has just been increasing in the last, like, 2-3 weeks? Welcome in, Miss Tiffany. How's it going? I don't know about you, but narcissists are in full swing. Like, karmics are going wild. The drama and the chaos is at a level 20,000. Like, and you're just sitting there like, what is wrong with them? Like, you're right where you should be. If you are watching and not participating, you're right where you should be. If you feel yourself participating, they're asking you to take a step back and to reassess what you have going on. You know? Yes, people are unbalanced and are driving me crazy. And it's so much more than just unbalanced. Like, it's truly their cycles. Like, it is truly their chaos cycle. It's just, it's like they tried to ignore it, you know? And I just tossed on this not too long ago, like an hour or two ago now, like. But that came out in the cards then, too. Talking about how people are just losing their minds. Like, just 2 to 10. Straight through the roof, dude. Straight through the roof. So, if you're witnessing it, you're not alone. It is some kind of last stand that is going on with the chaos. You know, it is a test, you know, on what you're going to do, how you're going to react, you know. And they're just asking you to be observant and to not play a part in it, you know. Let people live out their crazy without you, you know? And even if that just means, like, not paying attention to it, it doesn't even need to mean, like, you know, blocking or, like, being, like, psych and leaving people. Like, it's just not playing into it. Yes, don't break cycles. They won't get to know themselves well enough to break the cycles. Well, and, like, that's, like, one of the things. Welcome in. That's, like, one of the things is you've done the work. So because you've done the work, you're getting to view people who just aren't quite at the same place as you are. Not good, not bad, not whatever. You're at different places. You know what I mean? So you get to see their shit, and you're like, ooh, I don't know if that's what I want. You know what I mean? You get to, like, look at it like, I'm gonna just stay over here, and that's what we call putting blinders on. You know, just like, I'm gonna mind my business. I'm gonna stay in my lane kind of deal, you know. We're like, we have ticket money. We're gonna be in that left lane, just heading out for, you know, dear life. You can stay stuck in the middle, shoulda, coulda, woulda-ing it, you know. Welcome in. Ooh. So right now, what we're talking about is somebody deciding not only what they're worth, but they're willing to find their happiness. And they're talking about somebody stepping away from the trickery and stepping away from the lies and deception. And we do have somebody who's very calculated in here. So they're talking about you witnessing somebody making calculated, suspicious moves. Like, what they are doing is sus. And you recognize it as sus. We have this Queen of Swords, and they're talking about her being a very manipulative and they just keep bringing me back to very timed, like, very meticulously timed. She does things for a reason, and it has a purpose, and she's a little bit shady, and you are just watching her reap what she's sown this last couple years. Like, you are watching her chaos spiral, and they're saying you could predict it, you knew it was coming, and this is all part of what you got going on. But they're talking about you bridging away from the lies, the deceit, the manipulation into your fulfillment. And this fulfillment, they're saying, is going to take a second. It's going to take a second to reach you. They're talking about slow movement and a little bit of a delay. And I know that's kind of shitty. Nobody wants to be delayed in anything. But it's a purpose. They're just saying you're going to be given the opportunity to view something in its entirety. So whether that's the entirety of this person's lesson or cycle, or it's the collateral damage that this person's spiral causes to others, and why they're their own problem and it's not your fault, kind of a deal, and you don't need to come to the rescue, you know what I mean? And they're just talking about this is you kind of stepping up and embracing yourself and embracing your worth, but they are having you out here represented as two separate feminines, which is very interesting. But they're saying you are both of these feminines, and I'm taking this more to be in the elements rather than in like the tarot representation. So they're calling you the Queen of Coins, but they're also calling you the Queen of Wands, and when they're doing it, I get it more to be the elements, like you now know your fire, you now know your strength, you now know, your burning passions, you're very creative, you're starting to embrace your inner bad bitch, is what they're saying. You're starting to embrace your inner bad bitch. But they're saying you're not doing so in ego, and this is what comes into your Queen of Coins. This is your grounded, your earth element, and they're really just talking about how you are very rooted right now, and you are not popping off. And it's not a big swinging dick contest, and that sounds really funny, but they're just saying that you're doing so from a very balanced, slow-moving perspective, and you're not rushing anything, but you are very grounded. And they're just saying that you're having the ability to view things from a third-person perspective as being the observer and being in the seat of the observer. And they're saying that because you are taking this on in a positive way, like you are seeing what you need to see right now, they're saying they're giving you all the time you need to visually assess the situation and to see what's the real. And they're doing that. And this is why you're getting that Knight of Swords in reverse. This is why you're not coming in with all the fire, and this is why you're not being whipped away from all the chaos. They're saying there's something to learn here, and they want you to start picking up on some of the flags, like some of the red flags of this person. For whatever reason, this is going to be helpful later on. Maybe you have something coming in. They're offering you a new perspective on something. But maybe you have something coming in, another test or something that might come your way, and the red flags will be helpful to you. And they're just saying, they just want you to trust the process, because some of you are getting a little bit frustrated because you feel like you're doing everything right, and Spirit's just saying you are doing everything correct. You are doing everything the way you should be. You are on your divine pathway. You're just not always happy with the time frame and how quickly things aren't happening. And they're saying in the background they are happening. They are happening for you, but they're just calling this a little bit of growing pains, and they're saying you're gonna see why. You're gonna see why later. But if they tell you now, it's not even that you won't believe it. That's not even it. It's just that you're not gonna be satisfied. Like, they can tell you the reason and you'll eye roll. But they're saying that this is what's gonna start your brand new beginning. This is what they're like doubling down. That this is what it takes for you not to backslide. Like, this is what it takes for you not to go back. This is what it takes. They're saying they're showing it to you in this way so that you don't question going back. You don't question helping again. You don't question, was it my fault? Was it their fault? They're saying that they're showing you everything, and they're making it extremely painful so that you can't double down on where you're at and be like, we should go back. They're saying they're going to annoy the poop out of you, and they're going to make it super painful and super uncomfortable and super annoying, because they're talking about just the knowing that you have of knowing that this is their problem and not your problem, and you're sitting there and it's this annoyance of being like, can this just be over already? It's this kind of thing. And they're saying they're doing that because they don't want you to second guess your decision. They don't want you to be in a fear construct, as the fear card comes out, to be in a fear construct and to be like, well, maybe I made the wrong choice, or maybe I was the bitch, or maybe it was my fault because I did. So they're going to let you sit there, and they're going to let you watch it all, and they're going to let you get over it, is what they're saying. They're going to let you just ick it out. Like, they're going to let you be there until you want to hurt somebody, and then they're going to give you your way out. Welcome in, Natasha. Will I ace my ASVAB? The ace is what they're not, they're not saying yes to the ace part. I don't know if there's like a certain pass level and then there's like top of the class, but they're not saying ace. But they're not saying you failed. So I still feel like you're making it, but they're not saying you like crushed it. But just keep in mind, anytime we get new information or a new perspective on something yet to come, there's always the option that it can be changed based on our knowledge. Oh, so then, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But they're like, well, if it's a pass or fail, but you can pass with flying colors, right? And then you can like pass and you struggled in one area and you could improve in one area, but you still passed, right? I don't know the Navy testing. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I know like Army testing. I have friends who are in the Navy and they do like underwater welding, and I had somebody else who is does like the nuclear, I don't want to call them warships because that's not right, but they do nuclear vessels or whatever. But I don't know anything past just what those two boys have done. Oh no, ma'am. Oh no, you're okay. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. Haley, I can't answer that question because I can't feel into Jay's energy down here. I just don't have permission to pull on other people's energy without permission. So like, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Same thing, Miss Crystal. Is Marcus gonna do something? I just can't feel into Marcus's energy without Marcus's permission. It's just bad energetic ethics. So we just don't do that here. But the list is open. We got 1212 today. We got Cash App, we got Venmo, and that's how you get on the list if you'd want me to feel into something for you in specific. My team is a little bit reserved today and not super sassy like the last 2 days, so you might not get your butt chewed. You might not get your ass lit on fire. Welcome in. So, how's everybody's Wednesday doing? Is everyone having a good hump day? Is everyone having fun? Doing big things? Is it true that people's lives on ship or submarines, not on land? Is it true that people lives on a ship or submarine and not on land? I mean, I know I have a friend who lives on a boat, if that's what you're asking. Like, I have a friend who lives on a boat. He doesn't own a home. He doesn't own land. He owns a boat. And he lives on his boat. And he is out in the ocean 9 out of 10. And he'll come in every once in a while and dock, but he still lives on his boat. Like, people do it all the time. Like, I grew up on the East Coast. People do it all the time. We call them houseboats when they're just casual. But some people get big, like, charter vessels. Like, oh, yeah, like, you're not seeing land. Yeah. He'll go out for, like, a month or so. 2 months at a time, and then he'll come back. He used to be on, like, a big fishing vessel way back in the day. And I don't know if they went after... I don't know what they fished. Honestly, the ocean is such a humbling thing. I grew up a mile from the bay, like a shore kid, you know, the beaches and whatnot. Like, the ocean is very humbling. It is so beautiful, and it could rock the shit out of your world. Like, if you've never almost drowned in the ocean, like, yeah, you know what? Water rescue is absolutely crazy to watch. It happens all the time, especially when people party with party boats. And they link all their little boats together and they have a party chain. All the time there's boats sinking, and they do rescue vessels where, like, you'll have a crew that'll come, like, flying in, and they'll hook to your boat, and then they'll ask you if you want to save it. And if you say no, sometimes they just let it to the bottom, and sometimes they still pull it out. But yeah, it's crazy. And if you say yes, then it's several hundreds of dollars. Oh yeah. Beach, yes, of the waves. Yeah, dude, it happens. It happens. Sometimes, like, people think some of the scary stuff is, like, when you're out in the ocean. And, like, don't get me wrong, like, big waves are big waves. Like, again, holy hella waves are like, nah, not today. But when you just get rocked and you're just at, like, the beach, and you're on the beach, and maybe you're, like, body surfing or something, and then you get stuck in a cone spiral under the water, and you're just blub, 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 and you get smashed into the sand, oh, it's awful. And then you go to get up, and you're like, I almost died, and then the next wave, like, like, dude, it's wild. It is wild. It happens, you know what, but... it separates the men from the boys. Veronica, will Marcus? I can't pull on Marcus. I can pull on your energy. You know what I mean? They say only if you stay out of your head will you pass your swim test. Is what my team just said. Only if you stay out of your head will you pass your swim test. So it makes me feel like physically... you're going to pass your test. Like, your body has the capability of passing whatever swim test it is. But I think that depending on your mentality and what you feed your mind during your swim test is what's going to be the make or break for you, is what my team is saying. They're saying it's not if your body can do it. They're saying physically you got it, but they're saying you got it only if you want it. Like, that's the kind of thing. Like, if they're saying if you start and you start doubting yourself and you start going, I can't do this, your body's going to give up way faster and you won't finish. So they're saying in order for you to go 12 feet, I guess is what you just said, in order for you to go 12 feet, you have to tell yourself, oh, we're going to crush this. Not a thing in your mind, you know? I can pull for you. We're doing paid reads today. We're doing 12-12. We have Cash App and we have Venmo. If you want me to pull for you. But see, you can't even think about that. Like, drowning is not an option. First of all, people drowning in stuff like that is so rare, especially nowadays. Usually you have your hierarchy in the water. Welcome in, welcome in. Usually you have at least one or two people in the water on standby in case you start panicking, you know? Yeah, but they can teach you stuff like that. Like, that's not a problem. It's just, are you willing to learn? And how dedicated are you? You know what I mean? You know? So I wouldn't worry about it too much. It sounds like you got to get your head right. And once you get your head right, your body will follow suit, is what my team's talking about. You know what I mean? So they're just saying you got to keep yourself up. I'm so sorry, Erika. I cannot pull on Junior's name or JR. I can pull for your energy, and reads are 12-12 today. And we have Cash App and Venmo. You're definitely overthinking it, dude. Straight up. You're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. You got this. Like, if you're going to overthink anything, think how much you've got this. Like, not a doubt in your mind, I got this. You know what I mean? Like, because that's how you manifest, is in joy and in happiness, that this is what you want, and you want to be there, you know? You know, then that's what it is. Like, that's what you need to put out, because then that's what the universe will give you back. You know what I mean? That's the energy that will find you, you know? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for all the shares. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for tapping the screen. The list is open, and we are doing 12-12 reads today. We have Cash App and we have Venmo. Just come back in. Let us know how you donated so we can put you on the list. We'll check those spaces. Thank you for the follow, Miss Demi. Thank you. But how's everybody's Wednesday doing? Is everybody having a good Wednesday? We've just been answering questions as we're waiting. Nicole, does Gary think I'm mad? I can't. Nicole, I'm so sorry, hon. I can't pull. Thank you for the follow. I can't pull on Gary's energy, but I can pull on your energy. So if we, like, swing the question around so that it focuses on your energy and not what Gary thinks or may do with his free will, then I can pull cards for you. And reads are paid today. They are 12-12. We have Cash App and we have Venmo. Demi, did the photo I posted this morning make KP jealous? Same thing, Miss Demi. I can't pull for this KP energy. But if you turn the question around and you want me to feel into you, like, I can do that, but it would have to be focused at you. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's possible with the way you're forming that question. But full disclosure. You know what I mean? Anyway. But we have Cash App, we have Venmo. The list is open right now, and it is 1212 to get on the list. I'm gonna be full honest. My team says you're not ready to get over G right now. Like, you're not over it yet because you're not dealing with it. So you gotta deal with it. And they're saying ignoring it isn't doing it. So I don't know what G is. But you gotta put your focus into yourself and what is bothering you with the whole situation. Because they're saying you're not just going to wake up one morning and get over it. It's not that type of a thing is what they're saying. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. I can do a love reading for you, Miss Brandy, Mustang Love. I can do a love reading for you. I have Cash App and I have Venmo. Yesterday? Dude, stop. Get out of here. Yesterday? No. Dude, you're not going to get over that yesterday. You're not going to get over that yesterday. Bro, come on. You got to feel it first before you can get past it. Like, you can't just pretend like it didn't matter. That's the point. Like, and my team's kind of being a dick and saying that's kind of what you do. You know what I mean? Like, that it's almost like that, well, I didn't care that much. Like, it doesn't really matter. When is this just going to be over? And they're saying that the only way, like, out is through. So you're going to have to feel it. You're going to have to be sad for a second. But they're telling you to, like, take a look at this is going to sound so bad. But they're saying take a look at what you're upset about. Because I don't think he's as great, and I don't know you from Adam, so... But they're just making me feel like he's not this knight in shining armor the way you're seeing him up until yesterday, I guess. But they're very adamant that you were you in that relationship. Like, you were the one making that relationship okay, is the way that they're making me feel. Thank you for the follow. Like, you were the one who was initiating conversation, who was coming up with cooler, fun things to do, or, like, they're saying that you were the one, like, that was pushing it all. Thank you so much for the little heart badge thing. Team badge. Like, that you were the one kind of pushing everything together, you know what I mean? Thank you for the follow. So they're just saying to kind of reassess what you're missing, because my team's kind of being a dick a little bit, and they're kind of saying that they think you kind of fell in love with yourself, and not in like an ego way, but like you were the one driving all the things you loved, and the person that you're supposed to be with is going to drive those things, and not you having to always make up for their lack. And that sounds so awful. No, are you trying to buy a read? We do Cash App, we do Venmo. We have Cash App and we have Venmo. Hey, Kelly. Sorry, I read that wrong. Sorry, James. With Kelly. Will Kelly move back to Groveton soon? So, Mr. James, first of all, I appreciate your follow. Thank you so much. Second of all, I cannot pull on somebody else's energy who's not yours. I'm just not allowed to feel into energy without their direct permission. but I can feel into your energy, and we can do a read for you today. They're 12-12. If you can configure your question, and we can go from there. But we have Cash App and we have Venmo. Yeah, waiting for Venmo to verify my ID. I've had my Venmo for so long that I don't ever remember verifying my ID. I know I had to do the bank thing, so maybe that's just what you mean, but yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Yeah. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. The list is open. We're doing reads today. We're doing 12-12. We got Cash App and we have Venmo. If you guys have collective questions which don't require me to feel into your energy, but maybe you just have questions about certain topics or your spiritual tools or ideals or something like that, or things you've noticed, or you just want to talk about pizza. Yesterday, we had like a 40-minute conversation about pizza. So, feel free to throw it on down in the comments, and I'll be honest if I can answer it or not. You know what I mean? Welcome in, Miss Susie. Welcome in, Miss Susie. Oh, thank you for the gifts. Thank you so much. I've never gotten pink shoes. Oh, I appreciate it. Dude, I'm doing good. It's been like a crazy week, but it's super chilly. I don't know about anybody else, but it is 3 degrees, and where I'm at, the real feel is -15. Thank you for the follow. The real feel is -15. So, yikes. It's a tit nipply. Welcome in. So how have you been doing, Miss Susie? Having fun yet? Are you struggling with anything, Miss Susie, if you're still here? You've been good? Nothing's been weighing on you? Or maybe indecision? I'm struggling a little bit. Okay, alright. So. Okay, alright. Well. I'm just asking because my team was like. They were like shaking their heads like. No. She's surviving. But. They just making me feel like not necessarily thriving yet. Like, it's just that little bit of like, inconvenience, and they were just making me feel like it was more like in the mind. Like, I don't know, like maybe you're just having either a lot of decisions to make, or there's just like a heaviness to the upper dantian. Like, it just feels like your crown's a little bit heavy. You kind of got a lot going on, like mentally, and not like mental illness or anything like that, so don't take it that way, but just a lot in your mind space, in your head space. Thinking about a lot. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, you got the devil card out here. This is all just one way or another that we're trapping ourselves and hurting ourselves unintentionally, but, we're doing it to ourselves kind of thing, Seeing up Cash App. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Like I said, when you do it, just go ahead and come back in, let us know you're all good. I saw your live about the backslide and letting the enemy distort them. Yeah, you know what? That has been a repeat message. Not that specific one. That one was obviously a today message, but the little phrase of like, don't interrupt the enemy when they're in the process of destroying themselves. Like 100%, like that one. And then they've been bringing me back in my space to the hidden in plain sight as well, which is the one from yesterday, but not even the love message that goes along with that. Just that phrase, hidden in plain sight. Like, sometimes the things that we are seeking are right in front of us and we just don't realize it. And that can be a lot of things. It can be our inner power. It can be, our abilities. It can be, the love, caring of others. It can be so many things, like our abundance. So they just keep swirling those two phrases in particular into tons of different messages. And it has been a wild ride. And we were just talking about that, funny enough, without using that phrase from the video, but about how you are watching, like people are watching other people spiral out of control, like full-blown projections and chaos and destruction, and just losing their minds. I mean, you end up becoming a punching bag, and Spirit's like, nah, we're done with that. Like, enough of that. You know what I mean? And that's where people just start valuing themselves. That's where people just start stepping up, And they're like, I think I'm worth something different, And that's like a big deal. I think people overlook it in like the spiritual journey. Everyone's looking for their abilities or, something massive to happen. But choosing yourself is massive. Like, it corrects your imbalance very, very quickly, Like, so it's definitely not something to be overlooked. So I'm glad it resonated for you, unfortunately, and I told somebody else that. I'm like, I'm glad it resonated, but like, it's an awful thing to watch when people spiral and you want to help, but helping is going to hurt you and not help you because you end up becoming, like, I don't want to say the victim, because no one needs a victim mentality, but kind of become the scapegoat for people's issues, and it's like, nah, we're not doing that no more. We're not doing that no more. And they're just talking about how a lot of people in the collective right now, they try to help. Part of them is because they're healers and they're natural healers, so they're kind-hearted and they're big-hearted and they lead with their heart and they want to help because they want to do that. And some people, it's actually because they fit the fixer mold. But they're just saying that the amount of energy you put into others is the same amount of energy you need to put into yourself. Like, why do you think you deserve, to be surrounded by people who don't value you, who put you down, who do all these things, who make you the scapegoat? And they're just saying, like, now's the time to do something different. Now's the time to see yourself in a new light, But it's also about that fear. It's about the fear of change. Sometimes even the things that are uncomfortable become your comfort zone because it's what you're used to. I mean, how many times have you heard someone say, well, we always do this. We always do it this way. But it doesn't make it right. So just because you've always taken the beating from somebody, you've always been someone's scapegoat, doesn't make it right. Just because you've always put up with someone's chaos, destruction, their cyclical patterns, their cycles, their unhealedness, doesn't make it right. And they're just talking about it's going to take a whole lot of determination and a whole lot of you being able to not only look yourself in the face and your own fear, but to really have to kind of bridge out of this altogether. Woo! Yep, you got your rebirth card, your wisdom out here, for purification and your radiance. So this is just all about you taking you back. This is all about moving forward with what you know, and we call it the know better, do better here for anybody who's new. Once you know better, you then turn around and you do better. So now that you see this person and their cycles for what it is, and they're making it painful, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those deals. It is just one of those deals. Hold on here. Let's see if Miss Brandy's back in the room. Miss Brandy, are you back in the room, madam? Madame? Alright. So, I ask everybody this question. Do you have anything in particular that you would like me to feel into, a topic or a question? Yeah, I'm just gonna apologize in advance. I'm gonna just go and apologize in advance for my team savageness. Have you been feeling lonely? Have you been feeling lonely lately? I can't feel into Julius's energy. I don't know if you've been feeling lonely or alone, or you have moments of being or feeling separate from everything else. But they are talking about your need to address that. Like your need to find where that stems from. Like, and I don't mean like I can't be by myself, because I feel like you do value your alone time, but there's a difference between being alone because of that's what you want, and being surrounded by people and feeling lonely, and wanting to go somewhere and wanting to do something and wanting to have somebody care and love you and not having it. Because those are two different things, and my team is talking about you got to start there. You got to start with why that loneliness creeps in, and they are using the words creeps in, and I feel like it might be a building thing. Like, you might be completely fine, and I just get this feeling it's like, I want to say you get like caught or stuck, and it's not necessarily like your typical woe is me story. That's not really it, but it's almost like one thought leads you to somewhere else, which leads you to something, and the next thing you know, you're like, and it's almost like I get the feeling like you sit there and you ask yourself like, am I lonely? Like, I feel like you have this like very aware perspective when it comes to yourself. Like, you are a very like self-aware person, is what they're kind of making me feel like. So I feel like sometimes you have these, I don't want to call them epiphanies because that's not the appropriate word, but it is definitely like this like light bulb moment to where it's like you're almost like all of a sudden you're just sitting there and you're like, oh my god, am I lonely? Like, that is the vibe. Like, you're just like, oh my god, did I feel something? Am I lonely? Like, that is the vibe. Like, I just wanted to let you know that before we get off the bat. My team is right away like, this is where we start. This is 1,000% where we start. They're saying you're attracting everything you don't want. That was the very first thing out the gate, that you are attracting everything you don't want. And they're specifically, I don't know if this is your phrase, because my team has never said it, but they are specifically saying for a fun time, not a long time. Like, the people you come into contact with are like for a fun time and not a long time. And I don't necessarily mean like a physical fun time or anything like that, but they're specifically like, my team's like, that's not what she's looking for. That's not it. Ooh, I just heard the word fuckboy. It's just the idea that you're meeting little boys, and that's not like a creepy way, but like you're not meeting that mature person that you are trying to come into contact with. You are not finding yourself bumping in to Mr. Man and like, oh, and they're talking about this being a reflection of self, and this is, I think, why they're telling you to go back to why your loneliness starts to being bridged. And I just got stroked on the back, so I don't know if you feel like you get touched every once in a while, but I did just get like a fingertips, like somebody like stroked down like the right side of my back, which was very odd. But they're talking about you kind of feeling like, okay, ooh, I don't know if you have a lot of people, or maybe if you're at the age where people are settling down, but they are talking about you watching others. Oh god, this is so shitty. You're watching others have their forever. You're watching others meet the love of their life, and you're watching all of this happiness around you, and you're like, oh my god. It's almost like that feeling like, Brenda found that guy. What am I doing? And it's almost like this, like, I get the feeling like you could be alone in a room and you'll physically pan the room like, really? She got that guy? where the fuck's my dude? Like, it's literally like just this vibe that, like, you're looking around being like, but okay, if somebody, and this is gonna sound so shitty, but it's almost like if somebody like that can find somebody, what are we doing? And they're just talking about you're not attracting the right people, and my team's kind of being a little bit savage in the fact of being like, and you're gonna continue to not draw the correct people to you, the people that you are looking for, without a lot of hard inner work. And they're saying about not only loving yourself, but not entertaining things that are beneath you. And that sounds so awful. That sounds so ego-y. But they're just saying, you know what you want. And they're not talking about everything on your little want list, because they did show me a piece of paper with little boxes. So maybe you mentally have like a little pretend checklist that you don't necessarily listen to. But if some things were checked off on there, it would be really nice, kind of a thing. And they're just talking about the love that you're seeking cannot be measured by a checklist. Like, they're saying as much... Ooh, this is getting kind of like deep. They're saying like as much as fun-loving and outgoing as you can be, and the sides that you show people. So you must have, and I don't mean to say this in a bad way, but you must have a character or a presentable version of yourself to others. They're saying your internal version is very deep, but nobody knows it. But what you're looking for is that person who you can share all sides of you, not just the fun-loving, but the deep as well. And they're just talking about in order to find somebody who's going to love your depths, and that's what they're talking about, somebody loving your depths, how deep you can go, you need to know where the bottom of your well is what they just said. You need to know where the bottom of your well is. So you need to do some more inner diving. You need to figure out what exactly you got in you, like what exactly you have, where your loneliness stems from. Also, where they're using the word people please, but I don't get it as being like a goody two shoes people please, but like just kind of the need for either outside validation or wanting to be loved by somebody outside of you, because they're saying you need to give it to yourself before you can get it from somebody else. So they're really just keep circling back to this notion of either not feeling good enough to have attracted your person already. And they're being very distinct about stop putting yourself on a timeline, and comparison is a thief of joy. So they're just saying the more you look at others and go, why them, why not me, you're stopping your own self from getting everything you want. But they're saying you can't attract what you want until you know what you want. And the deep dive is going to help you unveil what you want. Let's see if we can... Ooh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. We got the rebirth card out here. Are you somebody that has protected your heart? I don't know if you're somebody who has... I don't want to say locked it away, because I don't get Fort Knox kind of a feeling here. I don't get like... don't touch me with a 10-foot pole kind of thing. But there is definitely a pretty big barrier around your heart chakra. And it gives me the feel of almost an arm's length. Like, and you have to, like, know the secret password and earn your way in. Like, that is the type of vibe that you are giving off here. Like, it is like, and I'm getting cold chills right now, but they're saying it has robbed you of your joy, and it has robbed you of your intimacies. And they are using that word intimacies. That is not my word. That is their word. And they are using the word intimacies. It has robbed you of your close, tender moments. That sounds awful, but your close, tender moments. And they're just saying that this is what they want you to unlock. And as I said that, we have the secret card that just fell out with a key and a lock on it, and your freedom card. As I just said, they want you to start unlocking your heart for people. They want you to go in and do that inner work, and that links directly into, transmutation energy. Gross. Directly into unlocking yourself, letting your walls down, breaking through barriers. That goes into your loneliness, realizing what you need versus what you've gotten in the past, and starting to heal the people who have caused trauma to your heart space. And they're not saying that you need, like, they're just, they're getting kind of sassy. So I don't know if you're doing a little mini eye roll back there, or if I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're getting a little bit flack from maybe your higher self or something. And they're just talking about how it's just like, well, I'm not going to forgive them, or they did me dirty kind of like thing. And they got real sass and really upset. And when I was just talking about this, and they were like, forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. Because you're the one who's holding on to it in the heart space. It has nothing to do with them, but it has everything to do with you. And they're just talking about, this is one of the major blockages, and they're not talking about, like, you can't ever find love, but you're not going to find it to the depths that you want it, and you're not going to find your person, your special person, your soulmate, your divine, whatever you want to call it. You're going to have trouble finding this person, and it is not, you're going to be surrounded by karmics who just don't do it for you. Like, it is the vibe that they just do not do it for you. And they're just talking about, they're talking about you, that you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to them. That's what they're talking about right now. You can lie to everybody else, but you shouldn't lie to yourself, because the only thing you're holding back is yourself now. They're just talking about your road forward. And they're just talking, they're bringing up the fact that like some of your heart pain, some of your traumas is not going to be with the opposite sex. And that doesn't mean you've been in romantic relationships with the same sex. That's not what I'm saying. They're just saying that more than romantic relationships have effect on your heart chakra. Anybody that you potentially opened your heart up to has the potential to cause harm, hurt, or danger. So, they want you to go all the way out. I have a couple pages out here, and that directly links to your childhood. But I'm also getting your like early teens. And they're talking about in way of your self-love and self-confidence as well. And they are linking a feminine here. So this has the potential to be a motherly figure, or just a feminine in general. So they're just wanting you to take a look at it with an open mind. Because they don't want you just to funnel it into boyfriend relationships or something like that. They're saying with an open mind. Like, they just keep saying, who hurt you? With an open mind, who hurt you? Because they're saying you need to ask yourself that question, because your soul knows it. And I'm getting goosebumps all over. They're saying, who hurt you? Because your soul knows it, and you've just been denying it and avoiding the question. We got the Hierophant out here, and this is where you can start to learn the lesson. This is where you can start bridging the gaps. And they're just talking about there's more. They're saying the words, there's more than one offender. There's more than one offender, so there's more than one incident that you may find yourself revisiting. There's more than one, there's more than one moment in time, and, and they're just calling you into what I'm gonna coin like a hermit mode. And it's not that you need to like go celibate and, damn the other sex. No, but they're just saying that this is a time where before you move forward, while the whole world is getting rebalanced, and they're specifically talking about now until like, I don't know, the beginning of the next month. While the massive shift in the collective is occurring and the natural cosmic energies are being rebalanced, they're saying now would be a good time to go into your hermit mode and to start delving into some of these so that you can, they're saying you could re-enter the world, and I get it more like the collective, the public, a different person and just a little bit more healed, and you'll be surprised what you attract, because they are being very adamant right now. You don't want anything that is open right now. Like, you don't want a single guy that is sliding in your DMs right now. They're being very adamant. Like, you don't want to be trolling the bottom of the ocean, picking up the trash, is what they're saying. And that sounds so awful. My God, I told you they were savage today. But they're saying that's not what they want for you, and that's not what you deserve. So they're just saying to lay low during this couple, like, week or two. I don't even know what date it is. What is it? It's the 17th. So between now and, like, the beginning of the next month or whatever, like the first week of the next month, they're just talking about this would be a really good time to start your venture, to start your inward venture and start working with your heart chakra very intimately, focusing around the pain, the trauma, the hurt, the harm, and the people who have mishandled you, because they are directly talking about you have been mishandled. Like, your energy, your love, your authenticity may have been too much for people, and they took it out on you, or they couldn't handle you, and they're saying that this is not a problem of yours. This is just a reflection of where they're at. But needless to say, regardless of who's accepting the responsibility, they're saying that you've been mishandled, and that's just, they're calling it the universal fact. You've been mishandled, universal fact. Now they're challenging you with, what are you going to do? Are you going to let it stop you? Or are you going to let it stunt you? And they're just talking about forgiveness. They're going back to forgiveness, man. So this must be something that is, like, hard for you. They just keep going back to forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. Forgiveness does not mean that they're allowed back in your inner circle. Forgiveness does not mean you move forward blindly and naively thinking it'll never happen again. They're just saying that forgiveness is so that you don't have to carry it anymore. Forgiveness is so that you forgive yourself for not listening, for being naive, for falling for it, for whatever you need to forgive yourself for. But then you forgive them because that's where they were at. And they're just talking about this is 100% necessary. And I'm hearing really deep sighs, and I'm hearing really, like, ugh kind of energy. And they're saying you're not going to want to do it, but you need to do it. This is what starts your Wheel of Fortune again. Like, this is what starts it all over again. This is what gets everything turning. And they're just saying that, like, your guys are so savage. So I don't know if they rip you a new one. I don't know if you're one of those people who only listen if they, like, hit you over the head with it, or if they say it in, like, a kind of sass pants way. Like, and I understand that because my team does it to me, but like, I just had a masculine who is not mine, so it must be yours, and he just, like, stepped back, and he was just like, you know what? You want to do it your way? And that's literally what he did. He goes, or don't do it, and he, like, stepped way back, and he's like, or don't do it. Have fun. Like, it was literally like a challenge. He's, like, challenging you, like, you think I'm wrong? Go ahead. Keep doing what you're doing. Go ahead. No, you're good. Like, that was literally the vibe he just gave me. As I said, I was hearing, like, the, oh, God, I don't know, I don't want to do this kind of a thing. And they're talking about forgiveness. And he was just like, you know what? No, she doesn't want to do it. Take a step back. No, she's fine. No, she knows what she's doing. No, yeah, go ahead, girl. Go on with your bad self. That's literally what they're talking about. And he's just warning you, what finds you while the universe is recalibrating and refining balance is not going to be anything you want. He's saying, don't drag your net on the bottom of the ocean, picking up every piece of trash. You know, he's just saying, don't be desperate. You can't, he's literally saying, you don't want what comes from manifesting out of desperation. Like, you are a hot commodity and you need to be treated as such. So you know what? You're too busy for everybody right now. You got more important things to worry about is what he's saying. He's just saying refocus, regroup, and then hit the public eye again. That's what he's talking about. So I don't think they want you to focus on love outside yourself. It sounds like they want you to focus on love inside yourself, and the outside will follow. But they really want you to delve into your heart chakra. So if you have not delved into your heart chakra yet, and start taking down some walls, peeling the onion back layer by layer, now would be a good time to do it. Yeah, he blocks them too. Yeah. Like, stiff arms them. Not just like with the flashlight, move this way, sir, move this way. Like, no, like, I get literally, like, football player, and he's like, oh, psych. Like, stiff arms them, and it's just like, I don't know where you thought you were going, son, but it's back that direction. Like, that is the thing. He is trying very hard to keep you, I just keep hearing out of the slump, to keep you out of the slump, So I don't know. Slump? He's saying the slump, but then he's also saying the slums. Like, not good neighborhood. So I don't know if you have a type, but he is talking about your type. He says you need a better type. You need a better type. Slumming. Yeah, he's just saying you need a better type. So I don't know if you find yourself gravitating towards the same type of person, but different people, different faces, different names. He's saying this isn't your type, this is your lesson. So this is your lesson, and he's saying to break your cycle would be the inner chakra work on the heart. Would be the inner forgiveness, the inner release, and a lot of self-love, and figuring out what starts your unworthiness feeling, what starts your unloved feeling, and what gets you seeking validation and care outside of yourself. And he's funny, dude. Like, he's a character. But he just keeps talking like now he's in a weird accent, but I don't know if it's like Hispanic. It's just a very interesting accent that he's throwing on, and I know he's being funny, but he's just throwing it on. He's like, "Who hurt you, cuz?" That's literally all I keep hearing. "Who hurt you, cuz?" That's literally all I keep hearing. He just keeps saying it over and over and over again. So he must be a guide for you. Because he's not a passed on loved one. He does not feel like he has walked the earth this lifetime. Like, he does not feel like a dead person. However, unless you have two gentlemen. But yeah, he's is definitely somebody who tries to heal you through literally lighting your ass on fire. Like, he roasts you, but he does it in the way that my team does to me as well. Like, you just know that, like, he knows you're a very rational person, and he knows that you're like, you can rationalize anything. You're kind of full of excuses, and he's just saying that you're a good BSer, but not like you talk a big story. No, but he's just saying, like, you got an answer for everything. He gives you something that kind of makes sense in a nice way, and you'll have like a rebuttal, is what he's saying. So he says then when he's got to hurt, he's saying it like he's got to hurt your feelings a little bit. I froze. Technology. But he's just talking about how, like, he heals you with lighting you on fire, like lighting your ass on fire and being a little savage, but then he also heals you through laughter. So he's talking about how he'll kind of roast you a little bit to get you to move or to get you to do something, because if he says it nice, you're not going to listen. You only listen because when you feel it's real, and that's him, like, getting on your level and basically calling you out on your shit is 100% what he has going on. Yeah, and it's like not even that you don't listen. He's saying that it's literally like you have an answer for everything. Like, he called you like a good BSer. He's like, you have an answer for everything. Like, he could say something nice and you'll have right there with either why that's wrong, why you can't do that, or, oh, well, I was just in it, and then just with everything, he goes, so then I have to be like a dick, is what he's saying. Like, I have to be a dick. And then she listens. And then I make her laugh. Like, that is like I do something funny or I lighten the mood, is what he's saying. It's very interesting. So yeah. So he wants you to focus on that heart chakra, and he just keeps going back to who hurt you. You know what I mean? Do you have any questions? Welcome in, welcome in. Do you have any questions, Miss Brandy? he's saying you're not gonna feel hurt because you're closed off. So now it's a disconnect. It's not that you're gonna feel hurt in the moment, because it's not a current heartache. It's a trauma defense. So something happens some point in time, and it could just be something that seems really little, and you're like, but that didn't matter. Well, it did to you at that age. It did to you in the moment. Even if it just hurt your feelings, your defense mechanism was to put up a wall. And you put up so many walls that it's created a disconnect between what you think and what you feel. How you act and what you feel. So I'm not surprised, because he's saying he doesn't expect it to hurt you right now. He's not surprised at all that it doesn't hurt you right now, because you're disconnected from that part of feeling of yourself, because you closed the door. So he said you closed the door, so you're not gonna feel that pain like as if it were yesterday, until you open the door and you start peeling back the well, I'm gonna be real honest. You can look for the needle, or you can just start pulling apart the haystack, and the needle will find you. So you can either look for the one thing that is amongst all the walls that you deem the problem, or you can start taking down every wall. And when you find the wall that's the problem goes away. Because I'm going to be real honest, all the walls are a problem. Because we're not meant to live with our heart guarded. And because we're not meant to live with our walls up and be in a fight or flight and be waiting for the shoe drop and not to trust anybody and to keep people at arm's length, that's not how we're supposed to be living. We're supposed to be living off of our intuition and moving off our heart. It's always our heart over head decision. When we close off our heart, it becomes our head over heart decision. And we're not supposed to be doing that. So, make no mistake, you can look for your needle, is what he's saying. But he's being very snarky in the fact that all the walls are coming down. Yeah, but he's saying like all the walls are coming down eventually. So he's kind of being a little snarky and being like, just pick one. Because they're all going to come down. Like, he's going to be sure of it. Like, they're all going to come down. So he's talking about like this idea of like, I thought that was good enough. Like, I thought that was good enough. He's like, yeah, that was. And now we're on to the next level, which is the ones you don't want to take down. You know, dang, I thought I was. Guess I have a few left. But that but that's the thing. He's challenging you. So you thought you did something. You're like, that's cool. We're gonna move on. Like, we are totally good. Next. And he's like, no. Like, that's literally like, he's just like, no, that's not. And he's like so straight faced. He's like, no. Like, and you're like, no, I did it. And he goes, you did. And you went from here to here. And we got to get you up here. So we need a couple more down. Like, that's the kind of energy he's got. Like, he's like, I recognize it's like really funny. He's like, I recognize what you're doing. And I raise you 2 more walls. Like, that's literally like, he's not letting you not do it. You know, he's calling it inevitable. So if you've already started doing it, your want to stop just shows you how closer you're getting to your uncomfortable wall. So how close you're getting to the wall that your subconscious is like, don't do that one. So the closer you get to the edge of your comfort zone, the harder it's going to be, and the less motivation you're going to have. The less motivation you're going to have to want to do it. So this is why he's not letting you stop. It's because he knows you're nearing the edge of your comfort. Even if you don't have a conscious like thought of this is my edge, your subconscious knows because you're like, I have nothing left. And it's like you're like avoiding it. I have nothing left. Everything is perfectly fine. No, and he never gets that close to my heart, but everything's fine. Like, and they're just talking about like that's it. Like your guide's like literally like that right there, that, like, yeah. So you're no rest for the weary is what he's just said. No rest for the weary. No backing out. no backsliding. No turning around. No rest for the weary. All the way to touchdown. I don't know if you like football. All the way to touchdown. But that's what he's talking about. So I hope that helps a little bit. I know that's not probably the love reading you were hoping for. However, that is the only thing he offered on the table the entire time. It wasn't Prince Charming was coming. That wasn't it. It was like, girl, you don't want any of this right now. Stay in your lane. Keep to the left. You have ticket money. Keep going. Like that was more what you were offered. But I appreciate you. Thank you for. No, but he is. And that's what he was talking about. Like he balances out lighting you on fire, you know, by being funny. Because if he was always coming down on you, like, you wouldn't want him there. And he's just talking. He just said it's your love language. It's her love language. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the lightning bolt. I'm sorry, I think I missed something. Vanessa, will C and I end up fixing our marriage? Miss Vanessa, I'm going to be real honest. I cannot pull on C's energy, and I believe a marriage takes work and dedication from both partners. So I would say if you're having doubts for your marriage, I would talk to your partner and not a complete stranger on the internet. But that's just me. Thank you so much for the lightning bolt. Will Samuel commit to me this year? Maggie, I can't pull for Mr. Samuel's energy without his permission. It's just bad energetic ethics. But I can pull for your energy on love and relationship, and we can go there. Reads are 1212. We have Cash App, we have Venmo if you want to do that. We would just have to flip it so it only works in your energy. I wish I could hear him more. I'm going to be real honest. So the way that you can advance your gifts is by clearing up your energy pathways. Now, your energy pathways could be your meridians, your nodes, it could be your chakra system. It's just clearing up the stuck and stagnant energies and getting rid of the blockages. The walls you put up in your heart chakra is a massive blockage. And your heart chakra is actually the filter. So when energy and things come in, it filters everything into different levels of density and movement, because all your energy is subtle energy, which moves faster than the speed of light. So when it comes in, if it meets resistance within the body, it's often hard to discern and figure out what's going on. So it's not that you can't hear him. It's just that you're having difficulty with the flow of energy, because in order to be able to use your gifts and things to hear him, see him, sense him, talk to your guides, have a better communication, you have to be willing to allow the energy to flow everywhere. So there needs to be no blockages. There needs to be free and clear pathways and roads for the energy to travel. You know what I mean? So that's what I would tell you, to start working with your energy, and that's what you have to tell yourself to like get through it. To get through the deep dive you have to take in your heart space is like, I'm doing this because I want to get my abilities better, so I have to clear up my pathways. Like, then tell yourself that, because that's fine. It doesn't matter what you tell yourself, but as long as you put in the work, that's what matters. Momo, will my father-in-law get approved for the apartment? I'm sorry, I can't pull on your father-in-law energy without his permission. It'll only get better when you change your focus, is what my team said. Because the more you tell yourself in the world that you are lacking in finances is exactly what you get back from the world. A lack of finances, a lack of money. And if you say you're always trying to strive for good finances, or you're chasing a better monetary value, a better income, or something like that, you are perpetuating the chase. So they're just saying to be careful with where you're putting your energy and to what kind of fixation you're giving it. Ari, is Amy ever going to pay for her lies against me? So, Ari, I'm going to be real honest. One, I can't feel into... You're welcome, Mag. One, I can't feel into Amy because I don't have her permission. However, you should never be seeking vengeance on somebody else. So if you have a knowing that what goes around comes around, karma will find her, what she puts out, she will get back, the law of reciprocity, the law of cause and effect, like, it's already coming. So what you need to do is you need to focus your energy elsewhere. Because by focusing your energy on her, you are not only allowing her to control your energy and having control over you, but you are also allowing your energy in her space to siphon and use as she sees fit. So you're hurting yourself more than benefiting. No. New York Polo, no. No. Straight up no. Money doesn't fall in our laps. It just doesn't. And when it does, it's a 1 in a million. So I don't think you're going to inherit a crap ton of money. And I would never tell somebody that, oh, just wait for your money to come in. The universe reciprocates what we do, and how we think and how we feel, and what we put out, we get back. So it's not just going to fall out of the sky with you doing nothing. You know what I mean? So if you're working towards something that is a benefit to you, and you're working in your highest, greatest good, and it brings you joy, then it'll be profitable. But how you judge that profit with your expectation is what stunts your view of abundance. Thank you so much for the rose. Thank you. If anybody has any last minute questions before I pop off, feel free just to drop them in the comment section below. And then I will be on later tonight. No, I don't view them like that. I have a different definition for guides. So guides to me are only in the other realm. Now, I believe that you can have living beings who have been guides before and who have a guidely presence and usually assume the role of a teacher and are there to either mentor or help people. But I don't believe that I classify them as guides for their go-around, because you're in a vessel here doing what you need to do to also be human. Like, you're also learning humanity, you're learning troubles and struggles, and so it's like, you can't, it's like a balancing act, you know what I mean? And I don't believe that somebody, while they can help you, they don't have your back from, like their higher self. I'm gonna be honest, I've only seen something like that in a situation more of soul entanglement or quantum entanglement. And I see it more with twin flames, and not the gross public knowledge of twin flames. But I see it a lot with things that are tied together or have had many lifetimes together, and they have a large energetic cord or tie together. I've seen it like that. But they're not present. They're not present as though your normal birth guide or another guide would be. It tends to pop up randomly, and it tends to be particular times and moments, you know. Worked that way with me. Snarky, light me up, and then makes me laugh. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a possibility, but the person that was during your read didn't feel like it was currently walking the earth or had walked like the earth this go around. It seemed like it had lived an earthly life at one point, but it was not currently boots on the ground, and it didn't have the density that a passed on loved one or a dead person would have. So it was definitely more an energy that would form a guide, but it was definitely masculine in its energy. Yeah, so like I said, the only times that I've ever come into contact working with myself and others, where somebody's like you're in tune almost to somebody else's higher self, or you have telepathic communications with somebody else's higher self, like is that soul entanglement or quantum entanglement or like a twin flame situation where you have a very developed energetic tie or cord. Now, I will say that your guides can take on the appearance of something that you find comforting. So, sometimes if you haven't developed a calling card or a go-to image or something of your guide and you just leave it open-ended, sometimes, especially in the beginning, when they're trying to communicate with you, in order to not scare you or frighten you away or anything like that, they will use somebody or something that you are already pre-exposed to and comfortable. So, like, sometimes you'll notice it a lot in dreams. Sometimes you'll know that you had a dream and somebody was there, but you know it wasn't actually that person was in astral with you or dream walking with you. It was, they were just using that representation so you didn't freak out, kind of thing. They can do the same when they're trying to communicate with you. They can pick a familiar voice or something like that if they are apprehensive about scaring you and they're not wanting you to step outside of your comfort zone, and they don't want to shut you down to communication. I've dealt with that a couple times myself when I first started, but then also with a couple people that I've mentored, and it's actually derivative of one guide, and it's typically their birth guide or their main guide before he or she has identified themselves with some sort of either calling card or physical appearance or verbal tone or something like that. A lot of times they'll just use what they can and they'll pull from you and your energy. So they'll use what is comfortable for you. And sometimes that is the appearance or the voice of somebody else. But it's important to know that, like, you know right away it's not a masked energy. It's not like something trying to pretend to be something else. And like con you into something. It's just them trying not to make you uncomfortable while relaying a message if you're not familiar with them. So that's what I've found in my experience and people I've worked with and stuff like that. Well, I'm going to pop off here and I'll be back on here tonight around 8:30, and we'll have the list open again. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the love taps. Thank you for all the shares. Oh my God, anytime, Brandy. No worries, dude. You're always welcome here, man. If you are not a member of our website, you should become a member. It's 100% free. It doesn't cost you anything, but we have a lot of really cool stuff on there. We have everything from product links, which goes over all the decks that we use here, but we also have a free tree of knowledge. So we post mini collective reads every single Monday there, but then every Wednesday and Saturday is spiritual, like, knowledge, wisdom, breath work, shadow work, some energy stuff, herbology, teas, tinctures, salves, some cool mixtures, but we also go through and we do spiritual practices and astrology, just anything under the sun is fair game, cultural practices, cultural beliefs, cultural prophecies, historical things. We go over different kinds of laws throughout different cultures, different concepts. There's just a bunch of cool stuff on there. That's always 100% free. It'll never cost you money. But we also have a handmade shop. So we make a lot of products, anything from candle magic products to herbal teas, bath teas. Oh yeah, it's in my link tree. Yep, 1000%. And we do all of that, and we also have I just uploaded a sacred sound 396 hertz meditation frequency on there for you guys if you want it. And then I also have macrame, which is laced with the chakras system with authentic raw crystals. So it's cool wall hang, but then you can also actually utilize the crystals if you want to. So it's like a bonus thing. But it's dollar for dollar, so any dollar you spend in the handmade shop is a point system. So $5, 5 points, $10, 10 points. And right now the lowest tier is 200 points is 20%. And it adds up pretty fast. You get about like 10 to 20 points for joining the website. So it starts you right off with a couple points. And then if you're a subscriber to either my page or Keys of Wisdom 369, you get 5 points for every month you're an active subscriber. And we put that on your profile on the website. That way you can accrue points. But I can't give you points unless you have a profile on the website. So if you're going to subscribe and do stuff like that, you might as well become a free member. We also have a bunch of services on there, from mentorship to shadow work to private reads. We do house cleansings and a bunch of other stuff. So we're always adding it. I will be adding an herbal class taught by Keys of Wisdom, and I will be adding energy classes and stuff like that. So feel free to check all of that out. We're always updating and always growing and changing. If you are a subscriber to my page, we do subscriber only content. And like we've done the last 3 days, we also do subscriber only prices. So for live reads, like yesterday I did $12.12 for subscribers when prices were like $15.15 for normal people. So it's just ways that try to give back to you guys even more. We are on other platforms as well. We're also on Instagram and we're on YouTube. Now, YouTube is very cool because we post all of our videos on YouTube. Like, all of them. Everything from my page, Rooted Intentions, and Keys of Wisdom 369 is all in one place, divided into playlists. We also have some how-to videos of anything from making herb bundles to repotting plants and just stuff like that. But we also post all the live videos. Oh, I shouldn't say all. Probably some of the live videos on there. If we have several reads, I try to post them on there so you guys can review them if you want to. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. So you guys can review them if you want to, and if you ever want to look up stuff like that. So we also have meditation playlists on there. Should you want to delve into some independent study and find some good meditation things, some good astral music, some good stuff that works through the chakras, traumas, the solfeggio frequencies, like all of that good stuff. So just keep in mind that's 100% free because it's YouTube and we don't make anything cost money on YouTube. So just extra bonuses, you know. So if you are not a member, www.childofbalance.com, no underscores, we'll get you there. If you can't remember any of that, no worries. It's a lot. I have a link tree in the bio. Everything is linked there, in addition to the 2 other people in the business as well, their TikTok profiles, should you want to peep on their pages. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing the time and space today. Thank you for sharing your energy. And thank you for being you. I will see you guys later tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we'll be on here, and we'll be opening up the list again for reads. All right. Thank you. I'll see you guys later.